So for number 16, we're starting to get into the more calculus kind of questions. We just talked about in the most recent video about the intermediate value theorem. Okay, so the scenario here in this problem number 16 is f is continuous from 1 to 5. I put 1 to 5 over here. And it also says that f of 1 is negative 12 and f of 5 is 7. So for a function to be continuous on that closed interval, you have to be able to get from 1 negative 12 to 5 7. Okay, doesn't say, now it might go way down. Let me write it like this. The function's graph could go way up here as far as you can go, and then way down here. It could go like that. It could be like this. We don't know. All we know is that it definitely, f of x definitely hits all of the x or all the y values in between negative 12 is the lowest for sure, and 7 is the highest for sure. So we know that f of x is going to hit all those y values in between negative 12 and 7. So that's just before you even start looking at the question. Okay, so the intermediate value theorem says which of the following is true given this scenario. F of x equals 25 does not have a solution from 1 to 5. Well, as I just said, this function could go up to 5 billion and come down to 7. We just don't know that. Okay, we're not sure, but we can't discount it. It could have a solution. F of x could go up as high as 25, so that would not necessarily be true. It could be that that does not have a solution, but it could also have a solution. So it could go up to 25, so we would say, and this is where you get it, does not have a solution, where you get multiple negatives here, and sometimes these are hard to understand. That's why I like to clarify what could be true before I get into reading these, because once you start reading these answers, it gets a little bit confusing. That would be the sucker answer. Okay, the intermediate value theorem only tells us that f of x will definitely be hitting all the values between negative 5 and 7. Okay, f of x equals 17 has a solution from 1 to 5. Well, we're not guaranteed anything except from negative 12 to 7, and 17 is outside of that range. So that is not true. Okay, f of x equals 0. Well, guess what? 0 is between negative 12 and 5, so yes, that for sure has to be true based on that theorem. Okay, so the theorem only tells us what we have. It doesn't tell us what we don't have. Okay, it says no way you can't. No, so only 3, and that would be C. Okay, now let me go ahead and get started here with number 17. I think that might be it. I would urge you to try to do these on your own before you watch the video. Okay, f is continuous from 3 to 12, and I always like to draw pictures on these ones. Okay, so here's 3, here's 12. Okay, for sure, got to draw pictures. It's much easier. You know that f of x is negative 1 here when x is equal to 3. Okay, so maybe draw that, and then you go all the way to 12 and you get 6 up here. 12, 6, 11, 8. Okay, so you get a little higher there. 11, 8. And then 6, 4. So 6 is somewhere in here. And then 4. 6, 4. Okay. And then 3, negative 1. We already have that. So we're going to draw the graph, what we think it might look like. We're guaranteed that it's going to go above 6. Okay. So it could go all the way up to 8. Now, and so then which of the following must be true? Okay, must be true. F of x equals negative 2. So are we guaranteed that negative 2, that's 3, negative 1, here's negative 2 down here. Are we guaranteed that? No, we're not guaranteed. Are we guaranteed that f of x is going to equal 0? Here's 0. Definitely f of x is going to equal 0 somewhere in there. Are we guaranteed that f of x is going to equal 7 somewhere in there? Well, here's 7. It's bigger than 6 but less than 8. So hopefully you can see that even though f of 3 was negative 1 and f of 12 was 6, it told us f of 11 was 8. So because of the second part of that intermediate value theorem, okay, we know that you had to get from 8 to 6. So to get from 8 to 6 continuous, you have to go through 7. So yes, 2 and 3 would both work. Okay, for sure you're going to have f of x equaling 7 somewhere in there. Alright, hopefully this is all making sense, and I will see you in class. Follow the rest of whatever it says on Canvas.